So listen to the story of the sower. When people hear the message about the kingdom and don't understand it, the evil one comes along and rips out what was sown in them. This is what happens to the seed sown on the path. The seed sown on stony ground are people who hear the message and happily accept it straight away. They last for a while, but because they don't have roots, when problems and troubles come, they quickly fall away. The seeds sown among thorns are people who hear the message, but then life's worries and the temptation of money choke the message so that they become fruitless. The seeds sown on good soil are people who hear the message and understand it, and who produce a good harvest, some 100, some 60, and some 30 times what was sown. Sometime later, Paul said to Barnabas, "Let's go back and visit the believers in every town where we shared the word of the Lord and see how they're doing." Barnabas planned to take along John Mark too, but Paul didn't think it was a good idea to take him with them, since he'd left them in Pamphylia and hadn't continued working with them. They had such a strong disagreement that they separated. Barnabas took Mark with him and sailed to Cyprus. Paul chose Silas, and as they left, the believers committed them to the grace of the Lord. Paul traveled through Syria and Cilicia, encouraging the churches there. A Psalm of David for Memorial. Lord, please don't condemn me because you're angry with me. Don't punish me because you're furious with me. Your arrows have pierced me deeply. Your hand has come down hard on me. Because you're so upset with me, not a single part of my body is healthy. I am completely sick because of my sins. I'm drowning in guilt. The burden is too heavy to bear. My wounds are infected. They're smelling, all because of my stupidity. I am bent over, doubled up in pain. The whole day I walk around crying my eyes out. Inside I'm burning up with fever. No part of my body is healthy. I'm worn out, totally down. I groan because of the anguish I feel in my heart. Lord, you know what I desperately want. You hear every sigh I make. My heart is racing, leaving me with no strength. My eyesight is failing. My loved ones and my friends don't come near me because they're afraid of what I've got. Even my family keeps me at a distance. Those who are trying to kill me set traps for me. Those who want to hurt me make threats against me, working on their deceitful schemes all day long. I act as if I'm deaf to what they're saying and pretend to be dumb so I don't have to speak. Like a man who can't hear and who doesn't reply. That's me. For I'm waiting on you, Lord. You will answer for me, my Lord and my God. I'm asking you, Lord, please don't let my enemies gloat over me. Don't let them be glad when I trip up. For I'm about ready to collapse. The pain never stops. I do confess my sins. I'm terribly sorry for what I've done. I have many powerful enemies. They are very active, hating me for no reason. They pay me back evil for good. They accuse me for the good I try to do. Don't give up on me, my Lord and my God. Don't stay away from me. Hurry, come and help me, Lord, my salvation. Anyone who hides their hatred is lying, and anyone who spreads slander is stupid. If you talk too much, you'll say something wrong. Be wise and take care what you say. What good people say is like the best silver, but the mind of the wicked isn't worth much. Advice from good people helps feed many others, but stupid people die because they have no sense. The Lord's blessing makes you rich, and He doesn't add any sadness to accompany it. Moses summoned all the Israelites and told them, "This is what the Lord has ordered you to do. 6 days you can work, but the seventh day is to be a holy Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Anyone who does any work on the Sabbath day must be killed. Don't even light a fire in any of your homes on the Sabbath day." Moses also told all the Israelites, "This is what the Lord has commanded. Collect an offering to the Lord from what you have. Everyone who wants to should bring an offering to the Lord: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and crimson thread, finely woven linen and goat hair, tanned ram skins and fine leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing oil and for the aromatic incense, and onyx stones and gemstones for making the ephod and breastpiece. All your skilled craftsmen are to come and make everything the Lord has commanded. the tabernacle with its tent and covering, its clips and frames, its crossbars, posts, and stands, the ark with its poles and atonement cover, and the veil to hang over it, the table with its poles, all its equipment, and the bread of the presence, the lampstand of light with its equipment and lamps and olive oil to provide lighting, the altar of incense with its poles, the anointing oil and aromatic incense, the screen for the tabernacle entrance and all its accessories, the altar of burnt offering with its bronze grate, its poles and all its utensils, the basin plus its stand, the curtains of the courtyard with its posts and bases, and the curtain for the courtyard entrance, the tent pegs for the tabernacle and for the courtyard, as well as their ropes, and the woven clothes for serving in the holy place, the sacred clothing for Aaron the priest and for his sons to serve as priests. The Israelites left Moses, and all those who felt moved to do so and who had a willing spirit came and brought an offering to the Lord for the work making the tent of meeting, for everything required for its services, and for the sacred clothing. So everyone who was willing, both men and women, came and presented their gold as a thanks offering to the Lord, including brooches, earrings, rings, and necklaces, all kinds of gold jewelry. Everyone who had blue, purple, and crimson thread, finely woven linen, goat hair, tanned ram skins, and fine leather contributed them. Those who could present an offering of silver or bronze brought it as a gift to the Lord. Everyone who had acacia wood for any part of the work donated it. Every woman skilled in spinning with her hands brought what she had spun, blue, purple, or crimson thread, or finely woven linen. All the women who were willing to use their skills spun the goat hair. The leaders brought onyx stones and gemstones to make the ephod and breastpiece, as well as spices and olive oil for lighting, for the anointing oil, and for the aromatic incense. All the Israelite men and women who were willing brought a free will offering to the Lord for all the work in making what the Lord through Moses had ordered them to do. Then Moses told the Israelites, "The Lord has chosen by name Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, from the tribe of Judah. He has filled him with the Spirit of God, giving him ability, creativity, and expertise in all kinds of craftsmanship. He can produce designs in gold, silver, and bronze. He can cut gemstones to place in settings, and he can carve wood. He is a master of every craft. The Lord has also given him an Oholiab son of Ahisamach, from the tribe of Dan, the ability to teach others. He has equipped them with skill to do all kinds of work as engravers, designers, embroiderers in blue, purple, and crimson thread, and finely woven linen, and as weavers, in fact, as skilled designers in all kinds of different crafts. So Bezalel, Oholiab, and all the other craftsmen with the necessary expertise, given skill and ability by the Lord, are to work out how to accomplish all the work of constructing the sanctuary as commanded by the Lord. Moses summoned Bezalel, Oholiab, and all the skilled people who had been given special abilities by the Lord, everyone willing to come and do the work. Moses gave them everything the Israelites had contributed to carry out the work of constructing the sanctuary. In the meantime, the people went on bringing free will offerings every morning, so much so that all the craftsmen who were working on the sanctuary stopped what they were doing and went and told Moses, "The people have already brought enough to complete the work the Lord has ordered us to do." Moses gave the order, and an announcement was made throughout the camp. Men and women, don't bring anything more as an offering for the sanctuary. So the people were stopped from bringing anything more, since there was already more than enough to do all the work necessary. The skilled craftsmen among the workers made the 10 curtains for the tabernacle. They were made of finely spun linen together with blue, purple, and crimson thread, embroidered with cherubim. Each curtain was 28 cubits long by 4 cubits wide, and they were all the same size. They joined together 5 of the curtains as one set, and the other 5 as a second set. They used blue material to make loops on the edge of the last curtain of both sets. They made 50 loops on one curtain and 50 loops on the last curtain of the second set, lining up the loops with each another. They also made 50 gold clips and joined the curtains together with the clips, so that the tabernacle was a single structure. They made 11 curtains of goat hair as a tent to cover the tabernacle. Each of the 11 curtains was the same size, 30 cubits long by 4 cubits wide. They joined 5 of the curtains together as one set and the other 6 as another set. They made 50 loops on the edge of the last curtain in the first set and 50 loops on the edge of the last curtain in the second set. They made 50 bronze clips to join the tent together as a single cover. They made a covering for the goat hair tent from tanned ram skins and placed an extra covering of fine leather over that. They made an upright framework of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each frame was 10 cubits long by 1.5 cubits wide. Each frame had 2 pegs, so the frames could be connected to each other. They made all the frames of the tabernacle like this. They made 20 frames for the south side of the tabernacle. They made 40 silver stands as supports for the 20 frames using 2 stands per frame, one under every frame peg. Similarly, for the north side of the tabernacle, they made 20 frames and 40 silver stands, 2 stands per frame. They made 6 frames for the back, west side, of the tabernacle, along with 2 frames for its 2 back corners. They joined these corner frames at the bottom and at the top near to the first ring. This is how they made the 2 corner frames. In total, there were 8 frames and 16 silver stands, 2 under each frame. They made 5 crossbars of acacia wood to hold together the frames on the south side of the tabernacle, 5 for those on the north, and 5 for those at the back of the tabernacle, to the west. They made the central crossbar, which was placed halfway up the frames and ran from one end to the other. They covered the frames with gold and made gold rings to hold the crossbars in place. They covered the crossbars with gold too. They made a veil out of blue, purple, and crimson thread and finely spun linen, embroidered with cherubim by someone who was skilled. They made 4 posts of acacia wood for it and covered them with gold. They made gold hooks for the posts and cast their 4 silver stands. They made a screen for the entrance to the tent using blue, purple, and crimson thread and finely spun linen and had it embroidered. They also made 5 posts of acacia wood with hooks to hang the screen. They covered the tops of the posts and their bands with gold, and their 5 stands were made of bronze.